Hello there. We're in August, and my intention was to make this an Augustus month, but it might well be that we'll only end up with just the one talk in the first week in August about Augustus and the Roman army, simply because time has prevented me from having too much opportunity to do other things. You know, this is the holiday period, so I'm getting everything done, and then I'm not going to be making anything new for about a month or so. However, as I was looking around, I realised that we're already up to the 90s in terms of the number of videos that are on this YouTube channel. And when I started this a year and a bit ago, I wasn't sure how things would go at all. I wasn't sure how much time I would have. I wasn't sure what sort of levels of interest there would be. So it's quite a shock to look around and think, well, actually, we'll be getting towards 100 videos very, very soon. So I thought this was something that ought to be marked in one way or another. And there's a couple of things I've got in mind. So the 100th video, but perhaps some of the others that to come in the immediate aftermath of that are, 101, 102, 105, whatever they might be. It's a few different things that I'd like to try that I'll see if I can get sorted out in time. But what I thought I would definitely do is see if there was interest in doing effectively a Q&A. So we won't do something live. That's something for the future. At some point, if this works, then we might do a live stream and people can send in their questions and we'll, I'll try and answer them, talk about that. Might even see if I can get a guest on, that sort of thing, or more than one. There are lots of things I can do. This whole thing is an experiment, and it all depends really on how much enthusiasm there is, whether people like what's on the channel, want to watch more, and enjoy things. And also, from my point of view, it's got to fit in with real life and the real job, which is writing. So the researching, the writing, and I'm hoping, obviously I'm an author, I want to sell books. I'd like, hopefully these videos, this channel will help to sell me a few more books. And there's a possibility in the future as well, having spoken to my publisher recently, we might even be able to produce, in time anyway, some special editions of books that will only be available to people who subscribe to the channel. But we'll see how that goes. I haven't got a new hardback coming out for a while. The paperback of Hill 112 will be out in December, but the paperback of Eagle of the Lion has just come out. But there won't be anything new because I'm partway through writing the next non-fiction, and I haven't yet started on the next fiction project. So I will start to talk about the non-fiction and what's coming out next year, though it won't be released until 2026, but to give people an idea of what to expect. So that's the basis of this. I will devote as much time to this channel as I possibly can, but it isn't the top of the list. Other things pay the bills and put food on the table. So and also writing is very addictive, and you get absorbed in something and you can only really think about that, and you've got to just focus on this one thing. However, for this, so the idea of this little video is just to ask people, if you want to submit a question, put it in the comments section of this video and I will see if I can answer it. Now really what we're looking for would be things that can have a fairly short answer. Now, by now you'll all know just how long-winded I am and how poorly equipped I am for giving these brief, to the point, succinct answers, but that's really what we're going for. So the idea would be to get 10 or so, maybe more, maybe less, depends on how many we have. And then I'll do a video which will come out either as the 100th or round about that time, where we give the question and then I'll try and answer it. If anybody, feel free, if you've got a bigger question, just put that there as well. That's not likely to come into this Q&A session, but it can always be the theme of a video for the future when I get round to dealing with that. So it can be about the non-fiction, it can be about books I've written, it can be about history in general, it can be about fiction, historical fiction, how I write, how I do things, it can be about working in TV. I don't mind any of these things. I can't promise to answer all of them because I don't know how many are going to come in. If we get lots, then maybe we'll do more than one Q&A video. So perhaps we'll do one with 10 or a dozen or so around about the 100th, and then we can fit one in every month or two. And try it. This is an experiment. I haven't done this before, so let's see how this works. So that's the appeal for today. put any questions you've got that you'd like me to answer in a video in the comments to this one, and then we'll see what we can do, and we'll aim for the 100th to, or round about then, to do this video answering these questions, or some of these questions, and then we can keep others for the future, that sort of thing. We'll see. I'm hoping to get some interviews done with other scholars and other authors in time, and start to have those as well, so it's not just me droning on and you get other sense, because there's an awful lot of great work being done out there that doesn't necessarily make it to the wider popular audience. So those things are likely to come. There's some site visit stuff that I've still got to get around to doing and editing up. So I want to experiment with some other things, but we'll also obviously be keeping on with the Conquered and the Proud. We'll be keeping on with these themed talks about aspects of ancient history, Roman history in particular, that interest me, about the novels now and again. I do less on the novels because I can see from the figures that more people who come to this site seem more interested in the non-fiction, though sometimes there's an overlap. So, when I talk about raiding or things like that, that's a big deal in the Ferox books, but it's also something I've written about in Pax Romana, and will develop in future projects where talk about this sort of thing, and other aspects of warfare in the ancient world. So ask whatever you like, and then I'll choose some, and we'll go from there. We'll see how that works. If it's successful, if people like it, we can do more of these things. As I say, longer run, we can think about doing something live. That's a little bit harder to coordinate, because I know people, just judging from the emails I get and from the comments that are there dotted all around the globe, so we've got all the time zone aspect, but it's even for a technophobe like myself, I'm sure I can work out how to do it in the end. So this is what we're doing now, but it's an experiment, and it might lead to all sorts of other things as well. So for the moment, to mark the getting my century, as it were, and getting 100 videos posted, then round about that time we will have this Q&A session. So we need the Qs, we need the questions now. Put them in the comments. Really, the deadline will be the end of August, but because I probably won't be able to film it before then. So have until the end of August. Put in anything you think you can think of. Can't guarantee that I will answer all of them. And as I say, preference will be for the ones that can have a short answer, and anything that needs a longer discussion, that needs to be taken a bit more in a wider context, taken a bit more seriously, then I'll certainly bear those in mind for full videos to be done later on. So that's it for today. The sheer shock that I'm getting close to the 100 mark in videos on this, which seems to have happened surprisingly quickly. And send in your questions, and we'll see what we can do, and we'll see how this goes, and whether people like it and it works well as a video. So that's it for today. Questions by the end of August, and I'll see what I can do. So thanks for watching, and send in your questions.